All right. Should be live now. What's going on, rail fans? Flamerailzzz here. Tonight we will be working on the NS Birmingham East End District route that has been in development for a year now. Um, I believe the last time that we left off with this route, we were just, I think, in downtown Douglasville, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little bit past here. I think right here in this area. Let me just turn down. Um, Let me just mute the game really quickly. Um, Let me see. Okay, I got the chat up so I can see. Um, Hello everyone joining the stream. Mario, Engineer Don, um, CN 2300. How are you guys? Is the connection good? You guys can see everything and hear me clearly as well? Let me know below if you guys can see and hear me clearly. Okay, good. So last time we were streaming on this route, we were in this area, I believe, building. I've been doing quite a bit of off-camera work, so I will update you guys on the progress of this route really quickly. And as more people join, I will um, kind of go back over this again. So we left off here at milepost 660 on the east end. I think I got about maybe 1 or 2 more miles of stuff done. Going west. I'm just gonna kind of do a flyover really quickly. It's not insanely detailed yet. I'm just trying to honestly get the mass done. Um, I want to focus on covering some ground, honestly, and then once I finish the route end to end, I'll go back and detail everything in the areas along the right of way. That's primarily what I want to focus on with this project, and the reason for that is just due to the size of the route. This is going to be okay. So, um, I was wrong. This is not going to be a 20-mile route. This will be a 30-mile route. Um, from Lithia Springs, Georgia to Bremen, Georgia. It's going to be a 30-mile route, not a 20-mile route. I apologize for that mix-up of information. Yes, it's going to be a 30-mile stretch. I can already see that this is going to be a fantastic project once it's done. Um, Everything that I've been building so far has just come out pretty nice. Um, Let me bounce back to the route real quick. So, as you've seen, like I said, we covered about another mile or two of area along this route. Nothing really to see much of out here. Just a bunch of countryside scenery and rural area um, scenery and such. A few industrial areas here and there with a few storage facilities. Like I said, none of this stuff is detailed. I'm just trying to focus on getting the masses done. I'll go back and detail everything later. We are currently, I think, just past milepost 662. I think 662. Yes, so this should be 661. No, wait, no. Okay, so that's 663. Milepost 663. Just past milepost 663. Okay. which is Winston, Georgia. I believe this is, what road would this be on Google Maps? This would be Strawn Road. Excuse me. This will be the intersection. This will be the intersection of Strawn Road and what's this other road here? I think it's Priest Drive. If I read that right. Like I said, it's about a few miles west of Douglasville, Georgia. Um, Upcoming, we have downtown Winston. Um, so we're covering some ground. Blue Kid Nation, what's up? Amtrak Train Boy, how you doing? Nasir, hello. Virginia Trains, how you doing? Suburban Rail Fan, good to see you. Thick Productions, what's up? Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the update on the route for you guys. I'm currently in this area, like I said, near Strong Road. I've pretty much tidied up this area, at least along the right of way. We've got a little bit more ground to cover over here, and then after I finish up with this section over here before this lake, we can proceed on westward, just to give you guys a flyover view of how much work I have left to do. So the route originally starts, oh, come on, Trainz. Okay, the route originally starts back here in Lithia Springs, which is here. I'm going to come back later once I'm finished building the route west, and I'm going to finish up this area in Lithia Springs. It originally starts here in Lithia Springs. It was meant to go all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, as you can see over here. All of this was supposed to be downtown Atlanta, but as you can see for yourselves, I kind of ran into a few issues here and there with this route, and not everything rendered correctly. This route was meant to go all the way to the Peachtree Station, which is right here, the Amtrak Peachtree Station in Atlanta, Georgia. This is where the route was originally supposed to start, but the DEM kind of corrupted itself to some extent, and not everything rendered correctly. So instead of just trying to render it all again, I just kind of took what it gave me and we just went from there. So we started here, and over the past year or so, minus the few setbacks I've had in personal life, we've gotten quite a bit done. It's not anything impressive in my personal opinion. I feel like I could do better. City areas tend to give me a run for my money, honestly. I'm gonna come back and, like I said, I'm gonna come back and do all this over again. I'm just trying to focus on the right of way for right now. But yeah, over the past year or so, we've gotten quite a bit done. For that time span, it doesn't seem like quite a lot for a year, but like I said, personal life just kind of got into the way, so not much was able to get done. I'm pretty sure with this route would already be close to done if I had the time that I wanted to. But things happen and life goes on. Let's get to building. I need to build. Is everyone having a good day so far? I'm wanting to build a route, but I just don't know where to start. Like, do I start with terrain, textures, tracks? That's a good question. So, what I would personally, personally recommend, focus on and this applies to all route building in general, honestly, especially with DEMs. This would be a great technique. I would start with track and roads. Start with tracks and roads first. Lay down all tracks and roads, or at least lay down what you can manage, um, and then focus on the terrain and such, because the um, the tracks and roads are going to do some of the terraforming work for you. It'll take care of some of the terrain for you. Your job is just to make sure that you lay the tracks correctly. Um, Lay them in the right spot. Don't make them too high. Don't make them too low. If you're doing a DEM, if it's just like a fictional route, do as you please. Think of an idea, maybe draw one in SketchUp or a notebook, and then after you get that idea, just go for it. Like I said, do tracks and roads first, and then the terrain will fix itself near the tracks and roads, and then you go about as you need to, tidying that up. And after the terrain, I would do textures next. Get a general texture for the entire route. For every route, you need one general texture, and 90% of the time, it's going to be grass. Pick one good grass color that will go good with the entire route. For this route, I'll just give you an example. The grass texture, I kind of mixed it up a little bit back here, but let's see, where did I not mix it up? Okay, so this grass texture here, this one color, this green that you see here, is one general texture that I use. So cover your entire route, or at least the area you're building, with that general texture. Make sure it looks good with the route, and then all the other textures that you use around that base texture will kind of blend in. You never just stick to one texture. That just makes the route look a bit stale and cartoonish. So just like I said, try and mix up your textures and get diverse with them. It kind of bring a scene to life. Like you see here, this house here that I made back off in the distance. Like I made like this little dirt trail, and I put some grass scenery assets around it, a few trees here and there, mixed up some grass textures, things like that. Put up bushes and a few smaller trees. You just kind of got to get creative with it. But that's how I would build a route, honestly. Thank you. I'm doing okay today. Thank you, Rescue One Rail fan. Howdy, drop signal. This week I'm planning on go rail fanning Saturday because Valdosta 83. Whew. Stay hydrated if you're out there rail fanning. Stay hydrated and stay in the shade if you can. Alright, let's get to work. So, looks like it's just a bunch of grass and such back here. Let's get to the textures. I'm going to tidy up this area on camera, so that way I can kind of give you guys a general idea of what I mean by the building technique. At least the one that I use. If you can find a groove for yourself that works for you, that's perfectly fine. As the ultimate goal when building a route is to progress. Just got to progress. You don't have to go insane when building a route. You never have to. One of the key things when building a route in any simulator is to just learn to let go of certain things, especially if you're building a DEM, because at the end of the day, it's regardless of how much detail you put into it, it's just never going to be 100%. It just, with what we have, it's just not possible with this game, unless you have someone who can pretty much make you whatever asset or resources that you'll need for a route. And this is, in particularly, I'm referring to DEM routes. When building a DEM, you just have to learn to let go, because you will stay stuck on a certain area or part of a route for too long, and then you won't progress, or you'll feel like you're, stuck. Because, it hurts to your heart that you want to get it right, but you don't have what you need to do so. That's just one of the key things. You just have to let go. and understand that it is a simulator at the end of the day. We do have amazing tools, and the building system that we have it's pretty good in my opinion. But like I said, it just comes down to just understanding your limits. Um, and that's another thing too. Understand your limits. Understand what you're capable of when building routes. Um, if you want to get better at building routes, just build, build, build. Build practice routes. Look at what you made. Maybe look in reference to other people's work. Nail down what you could do better. Guys, I was never a fantastic route builder from the start. Never, ever. If you guys have ever seen my Broker to Wellston route, I do have videos on YouTube of it. If you guys have ever seen that route, and if you downloaded it or installed it, that route, guys, was completely freelance. I'm talking about 100% freelance. Um, I was 16 years old when I made that route. I was still in high school, and I was just bored, and I made the route. And it just turned out to be a 40-mile route by the time I was done with it, and it took me 6 months to build that. But now that I look back on it, that was acceptable at the time. But now that I've been building routes for a very long time now, I know how to build a route. And I've gotten good at it. I'm not saying I'm the best of the all-time great, but I know how to keep you glued to your seat for a while when I build a route, if I really try. And that's what I'm focusing on with this route. That is why I'm building this route. I want to give the community something that will keep you guys glued to your seats for hours. You can just run multiple trains back and forth, over and over and over, and just never get sick of it. Um, that's why I'm going hard with this route. Are those PBR textures? These are not PBR textures. I don't think Trainz supports PBR textures. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I could be wrong, but I'll have to double check. But I don't think Trainz supports the PBR texture system. When will the route be available? I don't honestly have a time frame. Or I guess I'll say a release date as to when I'll release the route. I don't have a set date yet because honestly, I don't know how long this is gonna take me because, okay, I'll zoom out really quickly. So, as I said earlier, I started here with the route. Where I'm currently at, I'm just west of Douglasville, Georgia. Um, I think I've got about, let's see, from 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 miles of route, maybe 7, 8 miles of route done over a 30-mile route. So I've still got about 23 miles to build, which is pretty much everything you see from these little green patches west. So I've still got a lot of ground to cover. I don't have, like I said, I don't have a deadline or anything, but I have a lot of work to do. So I don't have a release date. No, this is not Trainz 2019. This is Trainz A New Era. Yes, these tracks are used on the Tidewater route, but these tracks are available for Trainz. However, they are not publicly available. They are exclusive to Club Car members on jointedrail.com in the JR track pack. So if you guys want to snag these tracks, you could either, yes, you can grab the Tidewater route from Jointed Rail, specifically the Trainz 2019 version, I think, or you can enroll in Club Car. They got some pretty awesome stuff, and you can grab the JR track pack from there, and you can obtain these sets of tracks. Hamlin, North Carolina route, awesome. You saw a CP leader today. Which one? The NSF units. Hopefully that's all. It's really all we can do is just hope that they do. Um, you know, we get what we can get. That's all I can. That's all I can say. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the tier 4s to be released. Honestly, that's the main thing that I'm looking forward to personally. Um, because we just need to catch up with the modern content for this game. That's another reason I'm building this route. We just need to catch up with modern content because this game lacks it heavily. This game is lacking modern content so badly. It's almost not even funny, you know. Um, and it's not like we're in a competition with anyone or in a race with the other simulators or other developers or anything. It's just we need more modern content. And no, it's not easy to make, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, you know? So, like I said, we got to start somewhere. And somebody has to do it. So, I volunteer myself as tribute. That's why I'm here today building this route for you guys. Not only for you guys, but for myself because, hang on. I see CP leaders daily on CSX. Oh, it must be nice. Caught a CN tier 4 leader. Okay. ST75 eyes. I think there's some on Train Stop or SRS trains. I'm not sure. I don't recall. Um, tier 4s I wanted this rate. JR feels like they're being lazy releases. I've also heard they have stuff done but not released. I couldn't tell you honestly because I'm not 100% on that. We just get content when we're able to. It might be legality issues they could be running into, maybe some problems within the development, maybe, I'm not sure, but, I don't know personally. Michigan has nothing but CN. They run GVOs all the time. Well, with Michigan being so close to the border, that's understandable. I want the ACU, ACC tier 4s right now. Same here. CN Power BRC Widecast dash 8 dash 9s. Okay. All CP consists. Nice. I'm going to build the CSX Area West sub. I'm just trying to find the best way to import Google Maps. I do have a tutorial on that. Um, just search, go to your YouTube bar, open a different page, and type in these exact words: Trainz, Google Earth, base maps. I do have 2 tutorial videos on that. It'll be the newer version that should be about 1 or 2 years old or so. There is a tutorial on how to do that for free. Get Google Earth images into the game. So that way you guys can build your realistic routes if you choose to do so. Like I said, that's a tutorial that I did make because I know a lot of people can't afford to get Transdim or just simply don't want to spend the money on this program or just simply don't understand how to use it 100%, or they run into problems or whatever the case might be. But this is I made a tutorial showing that that is an alternative. um, for those struggling with Transdim. Okay, okay. So you're already aware of that method. Good, good, good. Good evening, Dustin. How you doing? Yeah, trend. I would prefer Transdim if you can use it. Transdim, like I said, is a bit more complicated to use. Um, my advice to you would be don't try and render large routes. And when I mean large, I mean anything over 25 miles. Don't try and render it all at one time. It's probably going to mess up. What I mean by that is, I'm gonna zoom out real quick. I had this route here is, I think, let's see, 30 miles here, probably another 20. This is probably a 50-mile route right here on the screen, and only about half of this route rendered correctly. Um, as you can see, these little letters and numbers that say UTM 16S and such, those are the Google Earth images that are under the terrain. Only half of these images rendered for the route. This other half up here that's untouched, that you see nothing rendered for it, the terrain and everything is there, but the UTM tiles did not render because it's just too much data for Transdim to handle. So to avoid this, corruption happening to your route, just stick to routes that are like 25 miles or shorter. And if you have to do a route bigger than that, just do that route in sections. Like I said, no more than 25 miles per. You messed up real bad seeing 2300. What'd you do? Yeah, Transdim is definitely worth it. Anthony, yeah, Jonah Rail, they could easily do all those types of reskins and such, but they develop what they want to develop, honestly. So I'm doing great as well, Destin. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna have like 200 notifications. Ah, yeah, it'll be okay. All right, let's continue building. Um, all right. Um, After I get tired of building, honestly, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. After I get tired of building, we'll just run a few trains, and then we'll just call it a night. Honestly, guys, I'll end this stream about 8:45 at the latest 9 p.m. Um, I don't want to be too much of an inconvenience, for some of you guys. Some of you guys have work and school tomorrow and such, so I just don't want to be um, a nuisance to you guys' work schedule and such. So, uh, speaking of the next C6M, they actually already have those units made, Destin. Well, the ACC, I'm not 100%, but I know they do have the C6Ms already made. My main problem is those Armods SD70 Max. Armods has SD70 Max. That KUID looks like a jointed rail KUID. Probably Norfolk Southern 37 as the author. And that KUID looks like a cab. So you probably just need to look through the cabs on their page and um, figure out which cab mechanism matches that. The KUID is listed next to the cab, so it'll tell you which one it is. 90201. Actually, I probably have that installed, so let me just take a look really quickly. Let's see. 902.0, 902.01. That would be EMD wide cab mechanism type 2. That's the cab from jointed rail. You'll need to go to jointed rail to get that cab. Um, Once again, it's EMD wide cab mechanism type 2. Hello, Code Ethos. How you doing? What did you use to get? What did you use to get the game? What do you mean? Have you crossed the state line yet on the map? So this route is not going to cross state lines. Unfortunately, I didn't render that much map for this route, or at least I couldn't because the DEM got corrupted because I tried to render too much at one time. So it's just going to be a 30-mile route from Lithia Springs, Georgia to Bremen. It's, like I said, 30 miles. It's not going to cross state lines. I'm probably going to find another project to do that crosses state lines because we honestly do need another route that crosses state lines because it's been a while. I think the last route that we had like that was the Northeast Corridor by Trainz Pro routes. Did I buy it? Oh yes, I did buy Trainz New Era on Steam. But I prefer buying it from the Trainz store, honestly. All right. Looks like. Okay, so this part. Okay, finally, we're getting past all this scenery. Okay. I just gotta tidy up this last little area, and we should be good. Well, actually, no. I lied. We're not done yet. Okay. So much to do. Now, let me go to the trees. For all the DEM builders out there, take notes. Take notes. Take notes on the building technique, especially when you build DEMs. I'm using this building technique with the billboard trees in the backs because when I build routes, I have to remember that not everybody has a high-end PC, or at least a medium build PC. So I try and be considerate and use optimal performance assets that still look somewhat good, and not just go 3D tree guru. Like although it would make the route look better, that even gives me some performance trouble, honestly, sometimes. So I try and be considerate with the assets that I use. Not just for my sake, but for the performance sake of everyone. So that's why you guys see a lot of billboard trees everywhere. If you guys try and build a DEM, I would start off with something something in the middle of nowhere. It'll be a lot easier, and then you guys can move on up to cities and stuff because it'll get more challenging once you get towards city. Um, have you figured out what's the issue? Oh, TRS-19. Let me take a look at that real quick while I do have my attention on that. Okay, while I do have my attention, you said it's the TRS-19 version of Austell. Um, Austell module. Um, it should be fixed. All the pages and such opened up. The links are all working now and everything, so everything should be good with that, Dustin. If you do so around Heflin, Alabama, just want to see the creation. Yeah, I have heard stories about Heflin Mountain in Heflin, Alabama. I've also visited there a couple times, so yeah, I'm aware of that challenge. Um, Birmingham. Oh, that gentleman is actually helping me with this route, honestly. I'm glad you mentioned him. He's actually helping me build this route. He's providing me, just with some tips on more than anything visuals and information as far as like track speeds and gradients and such. So I'm getting a helping hand from him on this route. Um, and I am keeping in close contact with him while I build this route. So I am definitely working together with him to get this done. Give him a Code Ethos. Give him a shout out. Um, yeah, give him a shout out. When you get the chance, tell him Flamerailzzz said hi. The guy building the East End. Yeah, yeah, that was just intended when I really didn't do much of the route honestly since the first time I built it. I did just update it to 2019. I originally built the route in Trainz 2012. Like I said, I was about 16 or 17 when I originally made that route. I just kind of, like I said, my route building skills weren't the best, and I didn't have transdim at that time, and nor did I know about the base maps method. Um, so I just kind of freeballed that route, honestly. So it did kind of come out a little bit crappy. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't the best, but it was something that had to be done. So I just kind of got it out there. So yeah, it was barely anything there. And then when I updated it to Trainz 2019 standards, I didn't really touch the route too much. I replaced a lot of broken assets, and that's really about it. Like I said, um, I didn't really touch the route. And we should hang on, real fan in your neck of the woods. Okay, okay. How you doing, Josh? Yeah, definitely tell him I said hi and thanks for his help. Am I gonna post the route on your store? Yes. Once this route is finished, it will go up on my store, flamerailzztrains.com. It will go up the minute it's done. I promise you guys, it's gonna go right up. Does the game have spine cars? Yes, this game does have spine cars. Alright. Alright, guys, we're almost wrapped up with this segment of it, at least. Let's see. Okay, mostly just grass and stuff, so looks like it's mostly just grass. Shoot. Like I said, it's important to find that general texture to use for your route. You don't have to go crazy with the textures on the places that are like far away and out of sight, but along the right of way, along your route that you build, try and get diverse with the textures. That way the route doesn't look too stale. If it doesn't matter to you, by all means, do your thing. But if you want it to look a bit more realistic, just try and, like I said, get diverse with those textures. Where is that dirt? Here it is. Alright, we're almost done here, guys. Alright. After this, I think I'm going to be done building on this route for the day. I've spent about 6 hours building on this route total, including the time I'm spending on it now. So I spent quite a bit of time building this route today. I don't really have a lot of time to build as much as I want to, but when I do have time, I definitely try and get as much as I can done. Also, remember how guys mentioned excuse me, I kind of butchered all my English right then. You guys remember how I mentioned that sometimes you just have to let go? And this is one of those cases up here. This is 90%. I can almost guarantee that this is not right, but like I said, just gotta let go. At the end of the day, just you can't be 100%. You can, but it's gonna be a struggle. And so this is generally correct. Like, as long as you're generally correct when you're building a route, it'll all be okay. .720p. I thought it wasn't. This whole time I thought it was being recorded in 1080p. Is there such thing as NS geometry train in this game? Publicly available? I don't think so. It's probably a chance that it does exist in the game, but like I said, it's probably not publicly available. So, but I'm not 100% on that. Wish Darrow finished ET44 ACs. So I know that the NS and the BNSF ones are finished, at least on the exterior side of things. I don't know about the other two, the CSX or the UP ones, but they're getting their cabs taken care of, so that's gonna take a while. Who knows? We'll get them when we get them. So I looked at parent data KUID of the cabs. That KUID that you pasted, that is the cab. Just go into, let me load up jointedrail.com really quickly. So you'll go to jointedrail and you'll go click the dependency section, and I said EMD Y cab mechanism type 2. So you'll look for those exact words. Um, Let me just, once I find it, I'll paste it in chat. Oh, you found it. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, good, good. Will you release the route on your store? Yes, I will. Once I'm done with it, it'll be released on the Flamerailzzz.com. I do have those GVO's engine sounds still in development. I know I said I was going to release those a long time ago. I ran into a few problems. Guys, those things are practically done, but I've run into an issue where there's gaps in the audio when you're throttling. Once I get those gaps taken care of, guys, the route will be good to go. Like it seriously will be good to go. But I do have to get those audio gaps taken care of before I can release those engine sounds. I don't have the engine sounds installed, so I can't sample them for you guys. I feel like I did a pretty decent job with those. They're not, the most high quality GVO sounds in the game, but there's something new and something to get us by. So just give me a little bit more time. I'm gonna try and figure out how to fix those audio issues with the engine sounds, and then once that's done, they'll be out. There has been a new horn uploaded to the site today. Actually, I didn't make a banner for it or anything because it was just a horn, so it was nothing really major. But there is a new horn available on the site, so if you guys want to go check that out, by Crypto Pilot, it's another Nathan K5HL. Speaking of the devil, how you doing, Watchdosh Rails? Great catch on the cog unit. Thank you. Yes, if you guys haven't seen my most recent upload before this live stream, NS 8101, the Central of Georgia Heritage Unit, did pass through Douglasville, Georgia today on NS train 153 westbound, and it was leading. If you guys want to briefly go check that video out once the stream ends, I will be very, very grateful. Let's see. Is there any like trees or anything? No, not really any trees. Just an empty field. All right. All right. I guess I'll just tidy up this area a little bit more, and then I'll be done. I'll be done for the night. At least on camera. I'm probably gonna come back honestly later and just build on this route some more. Because like I said, I want to cover as much ground as I possibly can. Yeah, I think that's good. Let me just lay down a little bit more track. So I can show you guys my building technique real quick. So when I build routes, tracks, and road. Also, oh, this is important. I recommend building in layers. Build in layers. I have the route layer here. If you use a DEM, you got the UTM layer, and you got the vector layers. You got the trees and sceneries layer, the tracks and roads, the custom roads, and whatever else. Build in layers. It can help you be more organized. And if you don't want certain assets to be touched after you place them down, you can lock the assets on that layer. That way you can build around those assets or do whatever you need to do. Layers can save your life. Well, this was my luck today. That horn took me a month of research to make. Last night with a group of rail fans, we were at one of the guys' house, and I said, "Hey, look." Oh man, that would have made me highly upset. Oh man, that would I wouldn't have been a happy camper the rest of that day. All right. Looks like like I said, when building your routes, just lay down your tracks and such first. I try and build like this. It helps me build properly, I guess I'll say. It keeps my routes clean and it keeps everything organized and such. That way I don't make a mess. Ooh, this is a bit tricky. Oh, this is where it's gonna get tricky. Like I said, sometimes DEMs don't always render properly. This is one of those moments because now I cannot see the track at all. I literally cannot see the track, and I know for a fact there's some stuff I'm gonna have to put there. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. This will be the first double track section since Douglasville here. All right. Now, if I do this right, it should curve around perfectly. Kinda, sorta, almost. Eh, it's not quite there. Something's missing or something's wrong. All right. What video card do you recommend? Yeah, I literally jinxed it. Yeah, don't worry, I've been there before, so I know how you feel. What video card do you recommend for my PC? 16 gigabytes RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive, 3.4 gigahertz. If it's a PC, desktop computer, if you're on a budget, I would just try and get a GTX 1050. That'll get you by. With most games, that'll get you by at low settings, maybe medium. You won't get you're not gonna get an insane 60 FPS. I'll be lying if I said that, but it'll get you in the door. Um, Alright. Oh point. Okay. I'll have to ask about this section because I am completely blind. In this section, I'm completely blind. I do not know what I'm doing at this point. I'll have to ask about this one. So I don't know if this track, I'll probably have to fix these grades later, but for now, I just kind of want to leave it alone. So, that being said, that's a perfect point to wrap up this building. Do you tilt your track in curves? Yes, I do. Is super elevation. I do. Where Flame, where'd you get that track from? The JR track pack on Jointed Rail. If you have Trainz 2019, it also comes on the Tidewater 2019 route. I played TS12 and Tane. Okay. Alright, the route is saved. Now, I know probably from the above view of that route, it probably didn't look all that flashy and amazing. But guys, once we get into track view, or I guess I'll say, um, street view, it gets nice. It gets real nice. Can you run a train on the route before you go? Oh yeah, we're gonna run a few trains. I'm gonna run Amtrak. I'm gonna run CSX, Union Pacific. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the train I'm gonna run. So for you guys, native to the Eastern route, I'm gonna run NS Train 226. I'm gonna run. Actually, I'm building the route west, so I'm gonna actually run 225. I'm gonna run Amtrak 19. I'm gonna run NS 153, and then I'll run a CSX train. So it'll be about 4 trains. All right. So we're gonna start in Lithia Springs. All right. Okay, now I can. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't have like all my custom content installed, so you guys gonna have to bear with me with these horns and engine sounds and stuff, because like I said, I don't have all my custom content installed, because I'm still trying to switch over, because I'm still transitioning from my laptop that I used to have over to this new desktop. Well, it's not new anymore, but it's still relatively new, but I'm still transitioning over. So, for the first train, we're going to run NS 225, a high priority intermodal train from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles, California. On NS trackage, it's NS 225 and 226. On Union Pacific trackage, it's UPIZLAIC or something crazy like that. No, UPZLCAI. I think that's what it is. I'm not gonna run an intermodal train this long. It's too long. I don't have that much track to be running trains this long. Well, I do, but I just don't want to deal with it. So, okay, so for the East End, okay, for all of my NS East End guys, what power should I put down for NS 226? If you are on the Norfolk Southern East End District, this question is for you. And while we're here, while I wait for you guys' response, I will go ahead and set up Amtrak 19 too. I don't have my Viewliner baggage cars installed yet. I should. I know I should. But I just don't have them installed yet. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm going to switch it to 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I like the 1 p.m. time better. Also, I'm going to update the time cycles for this route because I want this route to look as realistic as possible. So, for a realistic route, you got to have realistic looks. You got to give it a realistic look. So, definitely, I'm going to fix the time cycle a little bit later. But for right now, just going to have to deal with it. For 225, a KCS on the NS 225. Like, reminder, guys, this is a Union Pacific train, so NS KCS Lehigh Valley, KCS sandwiched in the middle. Now we're not gonna do we're not gonna do any DPUs on this train. It's not that long, so we can just put all the power up front. All right, so whatever consist or power I see next in the chat, we'll just slap it on. 1988. 1988. What's 1988? 1982. 1989. 88. What's 88? Okay. So we got that. Yeah, I haven't seen the UP 1988 over here. Okay. You're good, Destin. Yeah, I was like, not 225, but yeah, I mean, not 220. So I was like, KCS, that's 219 and 220, or 24E, or 23E. Man, not 226 or 225. Okay, so 911. Okay, yeah, rescue one. This is NS track. We're running NS trains right now. So okay, I guess I'll just slap together some other stuff I typically see on this train. So I typically see a UP, Givo. I don't have AC6000 installed, do I? No, I do. Dang it, they don't work. Crap. Alright, whatever, it's fine. NS local grain train. Okay. Once I get this train going, I'll slap it down somewhere along the main line. Oh, let me turn the sound back up now. Beware of the volume, guys. See you, CN2300. Have a good night. NS225 on the move. Lithia Springs, Ben Hill, over. Go ahead and throw this grain train down really quickly. I'm gonna throw a local grain. I don't have room on the main line to put that full grain train down. Shoot. I see a toaster. A boxcar. Pause it real quick, that way you guys can hear me 100%. Alright, guys. Sit back, relax, grab your snacks, and enjoy the ride from Lithia Springs, Georgia to Winston, Georgia. May as well do some cinematic shots while we're here, because why not? take manual control of it. NS 225, clear signal. What point would that be? I guess, I don't know. I don't know what point that would be. Douglasville over. Is that? As long as I don't go over 50. Okay. Little details like this with the Tesla, what I add on. For my real subscribers, the guys that have been with me for a long time, you guys should know this spot. Just don't say anything. Has NS been backed up in your area? Not recently. No room in any yards. Not that I know of. KDS flashing dislikes. It's probably not supposed to, but that's just the old JR script. How do you place your crossing triggers so they go up realistic? It depends on the type of crossing you use. If you use ATLS crossings, you have to manually set up triggers, the crossings themselves, the slave, the tracks, and everything. It's pretty long to explain by word. I'd rather you watch a tutorial and do so. Just search up Trainz ATLS crossing, or if you prefer to do the TRC method, which requires a bit less work. I also searched that up on YouTube. Both have tutorials on how to set up those crossings. Are you gonna make horn sounds? Horn sounds for what? Would you recommend Tane the TRS 2019? I personally would recommend 2019 if you want something a bit more realistic, at least graphically speaking, and something that's future, honestly. I like Trainz 2019 more than Tame. That's just me personally. It just looks better. New updated user interface and everything. I prefer Trainz 2019, but Trainz New Era has a lot more content. About 90% of the content in the community is supported by Trainz New Era. However, Trainz New Era is a 6-year-old game, and it's no longer supported by N3V. You can grab Trainz New Era for like $5, $6 in most places. So if you got a few extra dollars to spend, by all means grab Trainz New Era. But I'd go for Trainz 2019 first. Yeah, Katie, Texas Real Fan, yeah. And this bus, Buffalo, New York is full. Trains are now being stored inside English yards. Oh yeah, because of the recent weather conditions and storms and such, everything's probably going to be backed up. NS911 and 310 got recruited twice because they kept moving in and out of sight. Oh man. Sounds like the dispatcher's playing a game of chess. NS225 push signal Winston over. Trying to keep up with the cinematics, keep up with the train. Thumbs up on the video if you like the birds. Guys, final stretch. This is just like I guess a little joke I put to the side of the tracks. A kid in a Dodge Charger coming to Rail Fan. This is personally one of my favorite areas on this route, just because of how beautiful it looks. Train is 9 times out of 10 going into rail, but whatever. Oh, new NS new plan. Okay. It's one of those things with NS where it's just trial and error. guess. Brilliant plan, not so brilliant. But that's NS for you. All right. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to fix that track. All right, NS 225 is done null and void. Instead of NS 153, I'm just gonna run because that's too many trains. All right, I got an idea. I'm gonna skip NS 153. We're just gonna run a CSX manifest and then call it a night. Unless you guys want to see NS 153 or 154, and if you do, we'll still run it. Amtrak 19 on the move now. And you guys pretty much got an exterior view that whole time, so. I'm surprised the train is cruising at 50. It's really cruising at 50. Excuse me. Why does 50 mile an hour seem fast? Dang, but real life doesn't seem that fast.
Norfolk Southern milepost 6, 7.2. No defects. Repeat, no defects. End of transmission.
I didn't set up the crossings all the way, guys, so that's why that just happened. So you have to excuse me there. realistically, Amtrak would be coming through here at about 9:23, so we'll do 9 a.m. Another Easter egg for my longtime subscribers. And yet another Easter egg. For the supporter that said something about super elevation earlier, yes, parts of this route are super elevated. In particular, the Winston S curve. If you guys take a look at some East End videos, you guys will see this curve. EMD wide cab mechanism type 3. That is the cab, or the cab mechanism that you'll need for that asset. Drop signal. That's the exact asset that you need. We just... There you go. I pasted it in chat. I forgot to mention, guys, that this route will also be an Amtrak route. So finally, after about 9 years, a new Amtrak route will surface for the Trainz simulator series. That was a rather beautiful shot, if I say so myself. Alright guys, the final train for the night. And this time we're going to go east. A mixed manifest train. We're going to do a mixed manifest train. It's going to be 3,000 feet in length. I'm glad I don't have any of those crossings or anything set up. Because, Jesus, that would have broken everything. Alright, for the CSX guys in here, give me a simple contest, nothing crazy or exotic. And I don't, actually, you know what? Just gonna put something reasonable down. I'm gonna put an old-fashioned. I put an old-fashioned CSX consist down. We're gonna take it back to 2000. We're gonna take it back to 2012 or so. Go YN2 style. That seems CSX-ish. And what perfect. Look at that. It stops right here. The final train for the night. I know for a fact, just looking at this shot, that this is going to be a great and fantastic route once it's completed. We're not gonna waste time sitting there. Let's change the daylight time one more time. Let's change it to 7:36. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I love it. The consist is available on the download station. What am I going at? Watching the train go by from this house is a very, very nice scene. I feel right at home. I just had to come over here and get that shot real quick. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Take that quick screenshot. .34 miles an hour. I just cleared the speed limit to go through the curve. Another great spot on this route. This is a real life rail fan favorite right here. Let me just change a few settings, make this a bit more candy-ish. Oh, why did that truck have to turn right? It just had to turn right. About to get blocked off. Now this is a working railroad crossing. Alright, guys. Final shot for the night. This will be the final shot right here. Actually, we'll do it here. Yes, I didn't set up the crossings fully, so no, the traffic doesn't stop right now.
Norfolk Southern 657.2. No defects. Repeat, no defects. End of transmission.
Thank you guys for watching the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight as much as I did. Please hit the like button if you have not done so, and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. I love you guys. Stay awesome. Stay rail fanny. Please stay safe out here in the world. The world is getting crazy, so please stay safe. Flamerailzzz out.